Hey, big spenders, I'm going to try this again. Um, I decided, just as an extra little perk, um, to give you a reading of the poems that I wrote for this year's Woody Guthrie Poets. And um, I started the reading. The first one is about my trip into Los Gatos Canyon and was promptly interrupted by Los Gato Woody, my cat. So I'm going to start over. And that's okay. It'll be better this time anyway. So yeah, as I said, 2 years ago, I went to Coalinga, California, which is the town closest to Los Gatos Canyon, where the plane crash depicted in the song Deportee happened. And I came out of the canyon. I was driving an electric car that needed to be charged, and I wrote the bones of this while I was waiting for the car to charge because I was fired up. And when I found out the theme this year was going to be Deportee, it's like, ooh, I got something started. I got something for that. And I pulled the poem out and I'm like, I don't like it very well. So this is a reworking. I still don't know if I like it or not, but it's here. Coalinga 2024. Traffic from Los Angeles creeps north on the 5, turning 3.5 hours into 5 and change. A crawl through the sprawl in amusement parks. Desert dust and dually trucks burn California dreams in sun that makes surfers and starlets sparkle, where the Bakersfield Sound fades behind me. Exit onto Jane Avenue. State hospital first right. State prison first left before pistachio trees line the road. Diagonal dirt roads stretch miles into the groves with land clean and clear under the pinch-eyed glare of the ex-president, his face stapled to fence posts, saying, Biden supera sus impuestos, not Trump te encarcelara. Every Central Valley town is a capital with a queen, pistachios in Coalinga, artichokes in Castroville, garlic in Gilroy. Everything that the dirt surrenders, all that the water wets. A lifetime of 76 years since the plane caught fire over Los Gatos Canyon, where I drove alone on Saturday morning. The downward twisting road kicked up dust for mourners come before me into the belly of the canyon that I would never find. Tires crunched dirt that snaked through an oil field inhabited by gangly birds who dip and stand, dip and stand. In the feedlot under the shade of one lone tree, black cows slept in puddles of their shit cooled by morning fog. In the canyon's heart, mourners gathered under punishing September sun, speaking names not written, releasing them to the eternal fold. Unnamed no more, these abuelos, papas, tios, hermanos, consecrated to the dirt they tended. Climbing out of the canyon, taking my flaccid white apologies with me. They don't need my platitudes down in the canyon. California is a Garden of Eden with a hellmouth that devours brown lives to satiate our appetites. My second one is titled Blue Butterflies. If you are following any of the news stories about the ICE detention centers, they're concentration camps, guys. A while back, there was news that all these girls, teenage girls, young girls, who had been incarcerated in a facility, a concentration camp in Dilley, Texas, are suddenly pregnant. Like magic. These girls did not show up pregnant. These girls are not imprisoned with boys their age. You figure it out. The girls who are incarcerated in the concentration camps are referred to as blue butterflies. Just girls. Someone's daughter, nameless. Just another and another and another free for the taking. Thin the flock and take them away. just girls. Blue? Am I blue? Do I feel it in my soul, and am I changed by the flap of blue butterfly wings down in Dili, where the girls get knocked up, knocked down, knocked out, knocked dead? When monarchs fall, we gather milkweed seeds to scatter in the winds. Food for kings nourishes wings to fill Mexican skies with shades of sweet sundown, while blue butterflies with crepe paper wings wet from cocoons dry and wither to dust in rows and rows of South Texas bunkers. Gossamer winged butterflies, Palos Verdes blue, native to Southern California, the size of my fingernail, live their 5-day lives in government captivity, bred to stave off extinction, the world's rarest butterfly, tiny, blue, and coveted, never feels the cool Pacific breeze. But she's alive, still alive, even when we only remember ravenous kings. My final one is about a family that I've had the privilege of getting to know since I first met them in 2012. And the call for submissions for Witty Poets came right around the time the news broke about Cesar Chavez and the abuses he has had committed against women, young girls, in the United Farm Workers, in the UFW. And I tried my best to tell the story of 3 generations of women in this family. It's Carmen, Connie, Carmela. Carmela brought her grandma Carmen to dinner with us at the Japanese-Mexican place in Old Town Salinas. "Do they have wine?" Carmen asked. When Carmela said it's more of a beer place, Carmen insisted on bringing a metal water bottle filled with her pink wine. After dinner, Carmen strolled down Main Street plucking flowers from planters. Not because she was drunk or senile, she was gathering cuttings for her garden. Carmen's father came from Mexico to build LA's streetcar in the 1920s, before he managed farms in Steinbeck's Central Valley, where teenage Carmen was courted by Gilbert, but chose Ricardo as her husband. Carmen and Ricardo made a life in Salinas with daughters, a barbershop, and art classes at the CSO and Head Start. Sometimes when Ricardo closed his barbershop for the night, Gilbert, Cesar, Dolores, and Julio talked union in the basement. Carmen and her daughters made their home a respite, a Salinas headquarters for Cesar and his German Shepherd guardians. Grape pickers went on strike in 1965. Carmen organized boycotts. Connie, her oldest daughter and Gilbert's godchild, spent the summer volunteering with the United Farm Workers. As she returned to high school in the fall, Mexican-born priests preached that labor organizing was a sin, a lack of humility, while pocketing farm boss dollars. Ernesto met Connie through the UFW after he returned from Vietnam, wounded but forced to finish his tour. He worked security that day in LA when over 30,000 Chicano protesters, including his wife Connie, marched for disproportionate numbers of drafted Latinos until police tear gas left 4 dead. Carmela was there that day, in utero. Connie didn't yet know she'd birth a girl in April who already had an FBI file and would love the German shepherds who visited her grandparents. Like Dolores, Carmen, Connie, Carmela were stay-at-home revolutionaries. They taught the kids, nursed the babies, trained the dogs, kept the secrets. to keep the Union strong for men who would never say their names. Hi, Mary. Yeah, maybe I should have warned you about that one. So yeah, that's what I read in Tulsa for Witty Poets this year, and I don't know if saying I hope you enjoyed it is correct, because they're kind of dark, and they're true. It's stories of a dark time that we are currently experiencing. I hope you got something out of it, though. Okay. Thanks for your support. Love y'all.